So by popular demand, we're doing a tutorial with this. We're still gonna do the Nikita palette. We're just gonna save it because you guys went nuts and I'm excited to use this palette. So let's start with a little bit of the clean canvas. I'm gonna use the shade Fair. And you guys know the drill. Lid to brow bone. And we're also gonna bring it over in this area as well. Again, if it looks wild, we can melt it into our foundation later. But for now, let's just get wild. I think we're gonna go a little bit warmer today. I feel like I haven't been doing the warm tones. So we're gonna hop into this shade here. It's so pretty. Notice that I'm loading it up on one side of my brush on a Mario E3. And I'm just gonna start tapping back and forth through here. This is gonna be our transition shade. So we're gonna lay this one down first. Hello Pigment. This is beautiful. So I just have whatever's left on my brush and I'm just going back and forth and making sure that we're pressing it into the eyeshadow base and just kind of pressing back and forth. It's gonna create a really nice, even transition. We're gonna grab this shade, Rainer, here. This one's really pretty. And I'm grabbing this one on the tip of the brush. And remember, it's gonna be set through here now, so we can kind of press and pull as we need, just as long as we're holding the brush very far back. That's gonna give us the lightest touch, yet it's still gonna give us the most control. So where you hold your brush really matters. Now we'll hop over to Homegrown, and we're just gonna do the same thing. We're just kind of creating transition to transition, and now we're gonna start adding all of that beautiful depth. This is a very classic eye, circa Rose 2015. Pretty much this is all I knew how to do, but we've graduated to different eye looks. But this one's still very, very pretty and very flattering. So I'm kind of just twirling my brush back and forth. And then from here, now that most of that product is gone, you can just kind of tap again and transition it into those first shades. Now, would it be a rose look if we didn't add just a little bit of color? No. We're gonna go into this shade here, and I'm loading that up on the one side of the brush, and we're just gonna start to press this on the outer part of the eye. Notice that I'm really pressing it on there. It's gonna help with pigment, and it's gonna do most of the blending for us as well. So just make sure you're just pressing. And then, this is a very pigmented shade. Where is Sheila? Oh, we gotta find Sheila. Well, Sheila was right behind me. So I'm just gonna wipe off the brush, and you can see how beautifully pigmented that is, so nice. But we don't want it to get too muddy, so we're just gonna take what's on our lid now and just kind of press it through here. Just kind of take your time and stop it about right here. Don't worry about underneath here. Fallout does not mean a bad palette. The way I apply shadows, it's very heavy, and I really press it on and I really load it onto my brush, so I'm going to get fallout no matter what. I'm not sure what made us think fallout was bad, but it's all in application. I'm picking up a little bit more of that same blue and just making sure I'm pushing it towards the crease. We're gonna keep this color really deep in the crease. This is already so good. Okay, so I thought I wanted to use this color, and I'm not going to, but I did want to show you that it's swatched like buttery perfection of wonderfulness. We're gonna have to use this palette again because I really want to use these. I mean, Super Shock shadows, they're the OG. They really and truly are the OG. So I want to use one of those instead. Maybe even this color, because I wanted a little bit deeper. This is the shade Campfire, and I think that this is where we're gonna go. Oh lordy. Oh, it's a crackling campfire. Give it to me. I need a marshmallow. So just to make sure that it's really nice and pigmented, I'm gonna grab my brush that we applied the base with. It's just a synthetic brush. And whatever's left on here, I'm not creating anything too intense. I'm just kind of cleaning it up and making sure there's a little extra base. That way our Super Shock shadow will really come through. Now I'm going to pick this up on a MAC 242S. And I'm just going to press and pull. Oh, beautiful. This was it. This is what I needed. It set me over the beauty edge. So now I didn't pick up any more product. I'm just going to use whatever's left here on the brush and just kind of push it up through here. And then I'll turn to the side here so you can really see. We're just kind of tapping and feathering it over into the blue. We're not going to bring it all the way over, but we want it to kind of just cascade over there. Yep. Bob Ross today. I will just take the same blue shade PNW here, and all I did was grab this little Mario brush here and just kind of smoked out my lash line. Okay, so I'm going to use the ColourPop today. I haven't used it in a very long time. Might as well try to keep it as ColourPop as possible. But I don't have a ColourPop primer, so I'm going to do my Smith & Cult. This is the mattifying primer. So this is the black drop primer. It comes out kind of scary. Scary, right? Where's my brush? So this is the Smith & Cult black drop mattifying primer. And we're just going to apply this to the center. See how it just kind of goes on the face really nicely. And we're going through the center. Ooh, more news. So for my birthday month, Anissa Beauty is offering 20% off with my code ROSE20. It's a celebration. It's a birthday month. So make sure you guys swipe up and shop my favorites. So for our lashes, we're doing these from Tati Lashes. They're in the style Cali Vibe. Look how nice that went on. These are perfect because they don't hide the eyeshadow. We're using the Pretty Fresh. This is the hyaluronic foundation. I'm using 160 light 60 in. Don't listen to me, only read what I write. And we're just going to work this in with our Anissa Pinnacle foundation brush. It's a really pretty color. Why the heck have I not been wearing this? Oh, I know why, because it's lodged in the back of my foundation drawer back there hiding out. This looks really pretty. I am going to take my time and really press it into the skin with my brush. So anytime I wear dark shadows, especially blue, it tends to pull the blue out from under my eyes. So we're just going to grab a little touch of this Wet n Wild corrector here in the shade Peach. Just a little bit. You see that that little bit's going to go a very long way. So now we're going in with the Pretty Fresh concealer, same shade. And we're just going to press this in with our Anissa Angled Concealer brush. You guys know the usual spots. Okay, so I was going to try and use my ColourPop powder, but I'm pretty sure it's still sold out. They came out with their color powders, and I loved the pink one, but I don't think it ever restocked. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my under eye. I'm just going to use my Huda Easy Bake Powder. And this is the One Size Puff. Press that in until it disappears. I liked the One Size powder, but I really just love pink powders. I'm just taking that same powder on my MAC 252S. I'm just going to go around my brows. Still pressing. We'll come back with the puff in just a second, but this just lets us do a little bit more detail work. I'm going to press it in here as well. I'm just going to tell y'all something, and it's going to be really good. And I don't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me. Oh, I was going to mention I'm going to do powder, bronzers, and blushes today, so that's why we're already in the setting process. I actually have to film again after this, and I'm also trying to get Ben to edit it before he goes to church rehearsal, band practice. So I'm kind of hurrying, but I don't want to slop y'all either. So we like to use translucent powder underneath our eyes. It's just really finely milled, and it looks nice under there. But for the rest of my face, I use a pressed powder. I'm going to use this MAC Mineralize Skin Finish. And I'm just going to go ahead and press this in. Sometimes the translucent powders aren't heavy duty enough for the rest of the face. So that's why we switched to a pressed powder. Whenever I'm in a hurry, this is still my favorite bronzer. This is Toasty from Kylie Cosmetics. I'm going to press this into my skin. This is my Anissa Buffing Bronzer. So we're just going to kind of build it up. Look how pretty that already is. I'm telling you, this is, as you can see, it is so loved. And we'll just press this into our hairline. If we get too wild, which I kind of like to do, we can come back and control it in just a second with our foundation brush. So don't be afraid to get out of control with your bronzer, because we can always come back and press it in. Alright, so since I went overboard with my bronzer, just grab that foundation brush one more time and just kind of press it in. It really melts everything together. It's not going to mess with your powder as long as you're not adding anything else to this brush. You can really come through here and define. Look how pretty that looks. This is the best thing that I ever learned. Or should I say taught myself. So we're going to grab a ColourPop blush and just work this in. Again, if we go overboard, remember we can always come back and melt it back in. It's going to make it look a lot more realistic if we do that as well. So we'll go across here, here, and here. Okay, but how pretty is this color on our waterline? This is from the Rawbeautykristi collab in the shade Marigold. So pretty. So now I'm going to take that same dark blue and I'm just kind of pushing this underneath here. I'm using this in case we have any fallout. Just grab a little puff and I'll just go ahead and connect it. It's the ColourPop inner corner for me. Always has been. This is from the collection as well. It's in the shade Olympic. I'm just going to grab this on my tiny little brush here and kind of press and pull. I feel like you get the best payoff if you press it into the skin first and then kind of pull down. For my lips, I'm going to grab this ColourPop lip liner in the shade Ashton. I'm not sure if it's still available. Go check, but it's a really good dupe for the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao. So I want to use both glosses. I'm going to start with this one. It's in the shade Wonderland. I'm just going to try and do a nice little light layer. And I'm really not going to put this one on the center. You'll see why in a second. I love it with this kind of lip. Oh, that's messy. And then for the center, we'll apply the shade Glacier. It's just a really pretty shimmer. So pretty. All right, guys, finished look. Just look at this. Look at that eye. So pretty. I enjoyed this. I will post all of the makeup details in just a little while. I am going to go make a little cup of coffee. A quick cup of coffee. Does anybody know that reference? And then I'll get all of my content. I actually was filming while I did this, so we'll post that too. It's so pretty. I love this look so much. I love the idea of the denim color in here with that beautiful, just warm bronze. I can't stop looking at the Super Shock Shadow. I forgot how much I love Super Shock Shadows. A+ on this collection. Congratulations to Kristi. This is such a beautiful collection. I love it. Yeah, details in a little while. I love you all so much.